a few hours or whatever. So
yeah, we don't want
we
to
don't
miss
want to
you.
miss you.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go through all the analysis that we do, guys, on this. Oh my God. All the analysis that we do on this is all higher time frame stuff. So you really can use everything that we do on this throughout the week. Like, don't think that this is just for like the next 5 hours or so.
No, yeah, you could reference it's literally every day of the week, see where it's at, and then the descriptions we give, will help you. We tell you what to look for through the week, what we're looking for each setup.
Mhm.
So yeah, as Angelo said, you could always, through the week it's valid.
Yeah,
Okay.
just so you guys, just to make it clear for the new guys that are in here, if you come into the Discord or the Telegram, you come into this analysis section. This is where we post all the free analysis. We've got Nick posts all his pairs. I post all my pairs in here, about 10 plus pairs. If you go ahead and select any of these, it'll pull up the published idea on TradingView. And then we've got, a full breakdown written out here. And then also, oh, you got the curved lines going this week.
I brought him back. Brought him back.
You brought them back.
Yeah, the path was a little too rigid for me. I wanted to get a little more
No, I respect that. No. Yeah, so this is where all the analysis is posted for the week. You can press this play button, guys, see how things played out. I just put a video up in Discord, Telegram, everywhere that reviews all the analysis that we did last week. So you guys can see, how everything's playing out, that we're not just talking about a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? That everything that we're showing you guys is actually valuable.
This
So
video was this was a really good one. We were spot on this past week, guys. Check that out.
yeah, this past week was good. We definitely had some really good setups given out. And guys, like if you're not trying to pay anything, we have a lot of free services. If you're not trying to pay anything, you want to put in the extra effort, we put out the analysis here. Obviously we give out the daily analysis as well throughout the week. You guys can simply from this analysis like line up your own trades and take trades based on this. Like it's right there for you guys. Obviously in the signals we go in a little bit more in depth where we give the actual entries and the stop losses and everything. But you can still benefit just from this free call, just from the live or the free analysis that's posted in here throughout the week. Take advantage of it. We obviously are we have the signals, we're doing the promotion, we're obviously selling signals, but at the same time, we have a lot of free stuff. So if you don't want to pay for anything, more power to you. Just take advantage of the free stuff.
I mean, and some people do, make profits just based on that analysis alone that we provide each week. So I mean, it depends. It depends. Whatever works for you. If that's all you need, there's no harm in that. We don't mind.
Yes, sir.
One of our free services. So with that said, guys, what is it? 808. So we got let's just get started on the Sunday market blitz. Let's get into some pairs, see what this week's got for us.
808. Yeah, no. So we're just gonna pretty much get into it. We'll cover all the pairs that me and Nick are looking at. I'm gonna let you go ahead and share up. We'll cover all the pairs that we're looking at for the week. If you guys have questions, just post in the chat and we can stop and just a random question with how big account do you trade with?
4 billion.
Yeah, we've managed hundreds of millions. No. I've managed an FTMO account, which is obviously 100K. Nick's managed accounts around that size as well. Nothing like too crazy. Nothing too.
Yeah, nothing. Not like hedge fund status or anything, but
no. Here,
established trader account size. So anyway, let me share up here. 4 billion, give me a mil. I wish.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think if I had 4 billion, I'd still be here, teaching you guys how to make it. But
everyone asks this: how do you do taxes if you're a FX trader? Guys, just hit up an accountant. Like it's not, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be doing your own taxes.
There's a good question. FTMO better or funding talent? Neither. FX Seed, man.
FX Seed.
FX Seed. Great question.
Great question. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, you should get accounts with all of them at the end of the day. I personally don't understand funding talent. I guess it's a good idea, but I just don't get it. How you have to like trade on demo, and build up.
We just haven't really dove into them too much, but FX Seed's a good opportunity. That's what we know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Someone
I mean,
says,
we'll cover that more at the end too, but let's get through the analysis, guys, and then we'll go over some questions and what we got going on this week as far as updates and
yes, sir.
our services. All right, so let's whip through it, guys. We're gonna start off on DXY. So real quick, I'm gonna do this with every single pair. I'm just gonna jump up to the daily, take a look at the trend, the overall bias, and then drop to the 4-hour, and then give you guys 2 trade scenarios: one bullish, one bearish. Okay, and obviously one more favorable in line with the trend. We'll see when we get down there, but overall, DXY daily time frame very bearish, right? There's a lot more bearish candles. We're seeing lower lows, lower highs. Clearly, this has been majorly bearish on this time frame in more recent times. So since June, this thing's been falling, right? And then the more major level that we broke recently was this monthly, right at 91.5. We moved through it just before a little consolidation, moved through it, nice bearish leg. Then we got a little more consolidation down here. We established a low pretty close to 89. Final support was around 89.3. Then it started pulling back, right? Which is expected because we have a very large bearish leg. Structure is part of normal market movement. We want to see that pull back, a retest of broken support, now acting as resistance, and then hopefully we'll get a reversal from there. So just overall, daily time frame, we know we're bearish. So let's go to the 4-hour and come up with some trade ideas. All right. So daily's bearish, 4-hour, however, is very bullish, just kind of like an inverted head and shoulders here. Once we broke through resistance at 90.8, which would, could be the neckline if you are marking this as a head and shoulders, or inverted rather. So once this level was broken, we're very confirmed bullish on the 4-hour, right? This is a higher high, higher lows, supporting trend line. So with that said, on the 4-hour, either it's going to continue with this 4-hour trend bullish, or the daily time frame, the bearishness is going to step in here, and we'll start seeing a major reversal, another break of 90.8. So how it reacts here is really going to determine a lot for us, right? This zone, 90.8. Either it's going to pull back, right? We have a little fib from this low to this high, looking for structure to form on this 4-hour bullish trend. 61.8 fib level lines up really well with support. So it's a nice confluence area. Could see a higher low here, and then we're looking to enter on, confirmations, bullish confirmations. MA cross, bullish setups, bullish engulfing, and then we're going to target towards this monthly, and then potentially higher if it does show a good amount of momentum. We're going to target the negative 27. So this could be a nice little continuation of this 4-hour trend. Definitely expecting this to play out, but if price action melts through this level, we get a break of 90.8, look for that lower high and then short the hell out of it, because we're just going to expect this to play into the daily trend, because clearly it's very bearish on the higher time frames. So if we get a nice, chunk of volume, chunk of momentum here, look for that lower high and then a continuation to the downside. We'll target 90 first and then potentially lower, depending on how price action reacts at this level. Okay, so yeah, definitely bullish on DXY this week until we see a break of 90.8. Okay, so let's move on to our first pair, AU. So let's see, daily time frame to start. All right, so AU's been very bullish. Let's just expand this a little bit here. So major transition happened here at the monthly when we broke through this resistance level, right? Came back, tested as support, confirmed structure, and then pushed higher. So very strong bullish trend here. We rallied all the way into our weekly zone and through it at 0.76, established a new high, and then we got tons of consolidation, right? So let's go ahead and drop down to that, but we know that this time frame is very much bullish, right? Just keep that in mind as we drop down. Let's get a closer look here. Okay, so this was that high that was established, right? We rallied all the way up to this zone, 0.78, this whole area. Then we started consolidating, right? There's a bit of a triangle here, lower lows, key support being right here at 0.768. Price action moved through it, found our support at our weekly zone at 0.76, pulled back, tested, confirmed this lower high, right, below 0.768, and then pushed lower. So this is a good sign. I mean, we are consolidating now. It's a bit of a range here, but this is a transition. So on this 4-hour, we're definitely bearish. Okay, so either this is going to push higher or, reject from this level. So if it does reject from here, we're going to look to enter immediately and target down towards our weekly. This is going to be more of like a 30-minute entry. We're just looking for very strong bearish setups, very strong reversal from this area, MA crosses on the lower time frames. And then this is essentially what it would look like. Okay. I really wouldn't even mind a little more consolidation here. and then a larger push to then enter on. A nice conviction candle. This is basically what it would look like. We're looking to get about 70 pips, so it's a pretty wide range, not bad. And we'll risk, about 35-ish, just above this prior lower high here, right? So 2 to 1 at least, very good trade. So that's something we'll be looking for pretty early this week, honestly. Not yet. I mean, maybe later tonight, but definitely tomorrow morning if this continues to consolidate, maybe we'll see something. Okay, but if this is going to play into the overall daily trend, which is bullish, guys, we need to see a transition of the 4-hour here. Okay, we need to see a break back above 0.768, preferably a higher low, and then you could enter on that and then target higher. Okay, back towards this prior high, and then key resistance and so on. So, but until price action breaks back above 0.768, we're definitely bearish, looking for those short opportunities until we see that transition. All right, so that's AU. Yeah, looking pretty good. Let's see, AJ next. This one is in a great spot. Okay, let's go to the daily time frame first. What's happening here? What has been the overall trend? Right, very bullish as we can see, and AJ lines up. It's pretty correlated to AU, so you'll notice there's a lot of similarities. Very bullish, very similar, steady, trend here. We reached a new high, consolidated. We had a 4-hour transition, and then we're looking for our next leg higher, right? So much like AU, okay? But the one thing we have to take away from this daily time frame is that AJ is very bullish, okay? So let's drop to the 4-hour now. Mark up some trade ideas. Just zoom in here, okay? Supporting trend line, as you can see, pretty much riding exactly with the 200 EMA. It's a good sign. There's a lot of confluence there. It's a very strong area of support up this entire trend line. Okay, so here was that high that was established, nice little double top, and then it pulled back, right? So we broke this higher low, 4-hour transition. We were consolidating on the 4-hour. Okay, it finally broke, pushed to the upside. So this is our, second attempt at a true break. But we won't really know if this is going to hold up until we see a confirmed higher low. So that's where we're at now, right? Currently at 0%. Ideally, I'd like to see structure form at the 38.2, which is also key support, right? 80.25. So that'd be really nice to see. Nice pullback, higher low, tons of wicks, rejection, nice bullish setups to then enter on. And then we'll target higher towards negative fib levels. But this would be absolutely ideal, right? Little consolidation. Maybe it hovers here a little longer, pulls back through the MAs, gives us a reversal signal, pushes back through the MAs with some conviction. Boom, we're taking that long. Okay, this is where we're going to end up, right? Just like this is what it would look like. Okay, just about 100 pips. Then your stop loss would be below support here, okay? So roughly 30 to 40 pips. Very good risk to reward, at least 2 to 1. So this will be a really nice trade if we do see it play out this way, okay? So that's the bullish scenario. We're favoring that again because the overall trend is very bullish. But we do have to consider both scenarios at all times. So what happens if this pulls back? How do we call AJ bearish, right? How do we get comfortable looking for short positions? So very first thing we want to see is a break back below 80.25, right? That would then pull this back into the range, in which case we would then be looking for a break of 79.6, right? I mean, you could enter on a little break retest, lower high, below 80.25. That would be a lower time frame trade, a little more risky, but the major transition would take place if we saw something like this, right? A real break of 79.6, lower high. This is where we'd get a massive move, right? Okay, but I mean, as we cover, guys, on daily, this thing has been so steadily bullish. It would take a lot, and this would be a very large move that would, pretty much confirm this transition to the downside, and then we could take a really big trade, or a really big target anyway, down towards this monthly, and hit all these TP levels on the way down.
Yeah, that would take a ton of time to
it
come
would.
back.
It absolutely would.
If anything, yeah. I mean, go to the weekly time frame on this.
Look a little cluttered here, but I mean, it's really extended. Like, this is a crazy amount of bullish volume. But I mean, again, it's got to break through so many levels of support. We got to see a lot of transitions take place before we can comfortably look at shorts. But yeah, this is just a one trade scenario, hypothetical here.
Yeah, this thing could come down.
Right. So we'll see, guys. Yeah, we'll see if it breaks all this. I mean,
it's got to really hold. It's got to hold above. I mean, like where it's at right now. But if you look left, it's like just at the high now. So
yeah, exactly, right here. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're gonna follow it, guys. We're gonna follow the market. We'll wait for those confirmations. Honestly, whichever way this plays out, I think we're gonna get a pretty good trade on this. There's good opportunity here.
Short it.
Sell it now, guys. Sell it now. You heard it here first. Oh my God. All right, let's jump over to UJ now. Oh shit. All right. Overall, guys. All right. So AJ, we all should know, has been bearish as shit for a very long time. You know, and then on the daily, nothing's different, right? So daily and higher, very much bearish. We actually are right at the 200 EMA right now. But the key level I want to bring to your attention is 104.5, right? So that was really the level that's been holding for a very long time. You can actually follow this level back, I think, to 2016. It's been a very significant level, acting as support for a while, right? And when this broke, we started getting lower highs below. So this was a great sign, right? Lots of bearishness, a huge amount of bearish volume was needed to really push this lower. And we did get lower, right? Not as far as we thought it would go, but we did find support around 103. And it pulled back very quickly, right? We broke our lower high here, got a higher low, nice little triangular pattern, and then it rocketed off from there, right? Blew through 104.5 like it didn't even exist, right into our 200 EMA. So could this be a transition, you know, back to the bulls? I mean, we'll see. Let's go to the 4 hour. But overall, guys, this is still very much bearish, right? Even here, like it's matching a prior lower high here on the daily. Okay, I'm actually just marking that level now. But yeah, as you can see, still very much bearish, guys. If we do breach above this level and start hitting targets like this -27, we'll start considering, you know, a more serious transition. But let's go to the 4 hour. Let me show you guys these trade setups real quick. So this is the level of the weekly up here, 107. Okay. This was the absolute low that we found around 103, right? Here was that transition. We broke this lower high here on this little rally. Here's that pattern. Right? It broke out to the upside, broke 104.5. And then, you know, we found our high up here around 105.8, almost to the pip, 3 pips off of 105.8. Okay, so that's where we are right now. Ideally, we want to see structure form. This is a bit overextended for my liking. You can't really place a comfortable trade here, at least without a lot of risk. I mean, I don't know if you're comfortable with risk, but I mean, with that much risk, but, you know, ideally we want to see structure form. So 38.2, at least we want to see hit with a nice reversal, confirmed higher low. And then it could honestly pull back to the 61.8, which lines up with 104.5. So both of these would be valid for long scenarios, right? We just want to see a pullback, some consolidation, reversal pattern, push through the MAs on a nice bullish setup or variation. And then we would target the -27, and even towards this weekly would be a potential target, probably a final target. Okay, so this is what it would look like, something like this. 180 pips just to the 27. And then, I mean, this would just be absolutely insane. I would be even more comfortable putting it lower, below the 200, just outside it. 50 for 180, and it's still a 3.6 risk reward. So that would be insane. Let's play it a little more even on the lower side. Let's say we get a reversal from 38.2. Still put my stop loss down here. Well over 2 to 1 still. Okay, so these are both very good trades if they do play out. Very high probability, good risk reward. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right there. With this kind of volume, guys, that's the kind of movement you can expect. I mean, this is just insane. From this break of this pattern to here has been about 200 pips alone. So, you know, this thing's been moving lately. Tons and tons of volume. Okay, but for us to consider short, yeah, UJ. So for us to consider short scenarios, guys, we need to get back below 104.5, confirm lower high below this level, and hopefully, or ideally below the 200 EMA as well. That'd be a lot of confirmation. And then we target lower down towards 103 here, 103.6, and then back towards 103 flat. Okay, but for now, I mean, this clearly bullish, guys, on this time frame. You know, tons and tons of bullish volume. So that's what we're looking at right now. Any type of pullback.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm seeing on this though is just that huge fucking bearish engulfing.
This right here
at the level that you're at. Yeah, and now it's coming back up. We'll see. It probably could come down for the retest.
So this he's pointing this out, this engulfing, because this is a lower time frame break of structure, guys. So it could, you know, it's hinting it may pull back, but I mean, we'll see. It's lower time frame. It's probably like a 30-minute or even less. So I mean, we'll see how it reacts here. A little wick forming. Maybe we'll shoot down through these MAs. Maybe we'll get an early Monday entry, and we'll all be millionaires by Tuesday morning, right?
The Monday, but actually go to the 30-minute real quick. I just want to highlight something.
Okay.
So guys, even though there's that huge bearish engulfing or bearish engulfing on the 4-hour, look
Yes, sir.
how that level at like 105, 350 is being held. So this never broke. Like even though there's that huge engulfing, like this level right there has never been broken.
Right.
So like how we teach inside the course is, yeah, that's a confirmation on the higher time frame, but always go to the lower time frame and see if there's any sort of break of structure. Like clearly this is still even in an uptrend all the way down to the 30-minute.
Yep.
So if anything, you'd want to be taking buys right now. You know what I mean? If anything, you'd want to be taking buy orders and with it in mind that this is just going to continue, because unless we get some sort of lower high here, that would be the only situation
Well,
then
this
where it's
is
like, okay,
right.
start to short.
Right now, see then, like you could if you're playing the lower time frame, yeah, you could. But I mean, this is just too. It's overextended for the way I would do it. I'd be waiting for a pullback personally, especially with a wick like that too. 200 EMAs here.
Big wick.
Key resistance, prior lower high. We've had tons of rejection.
Yeah, so UJ
We'll
might
see.
be UJ, depending on the next few hours how it plays out. UJ actually might be a nice short back into
Yeah.
support.
I mean, this is the level right here, right? 105.5, guys. Right? This is the level. If it breaks through it, we'll have to readjust everything, redraw the fibs, look for a pullback. 38.2 could very well be moved to here if we see this push higher. And then the pullback would then be at this level, 104.5 would be looking for buys. Or if it rejects here, if this resistance does really hold up how it has in the past, then yeah, we'll be looking for those pullbacks in those long scenarios.
Somebody asked a question. They go, are these the sort of calls you guys make on the premium signals Telegram, or should I mark these and set alerts for myself? So guys, I'll show at the end inside of the group. In the signals Telegram, we post the entry, the price, the stop loss, and the take profits. So right now, this is just us lining up potential trade setups. If there is a trade like really right there to enter right now, we will tell you guys. But
Right.
in the signals room, we're actually going to tell you like when to actually buy or sell. And then someone else said, how do you determine your take profit? So I mean that depends on a few different things. I mean it comes down to, for us personally, we like to move stops to break even after 1-to-1. It depends what the original trade is. Nick's targeting negative 27% right now. Is that your main target when you execute a trade? Maybe you take profits near a 0% level. I mean,
I always look to do confluence levels too. Are very good TP levels, right? They're levels of anticipation where you could expect price action to react. So like this would be a good target here, right? Key resistance are weekly, and then also the negative 61. Usually I don't target that deep, but I usually target the 27, negative 27. So if that lined up, that'd be a good confluence area, and and so on. So I usually play zone to zone as well. That's very common. Good ranges here, right? So like if it breaks above this level here, right, we're buying from here. I'm looking to fill this, as well as hit our target at negative 27. So I would continue to manage to a maximum, of this level because of all the confluence here, key resistance, and so on. So I mean,
also,
there's a lot of ways you could
just
find
think
targets.
about when you guys are back testing your trades, where or how, first of all, how long are your orders normally? Like if I were to go through a back test of my trades when I'm like swing trading, my orders always last more than 6 hours. You know what I mean? So if you're in profit within the first couple hours, or like it's just, if you're not like, if it's in the first couple hours, if you shoot in the profits and that you're in a swing trade, like you're probably not going to take profits that early, just because based on how you've been testing the strategy, that's not what you do. That's not part of the plan. So really where you take profits needs to come in, like, what is your pre-market plan? Where are you looking to take profits off from? Normally at about 1-to-1, I'll start to take profits off. Like I'll close quarter of the position, close half of the position, move stops to break even. And what that means is whatever my stop loss is, if it's 30 pips, if the price, if it goes up 30 pips in the direction that I'm trading, that's 1-to-1. And then I'll start to take off some size. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hopefully that answered some questions for you guys. All right, Brent. Okay, cool. All right, so let's move on to EJ. Daily time frame right now, as you can see, overall very bullish. Okay, has been for a little while now. These huge swings EJ has been kind of printing here. Huge bullish swing all the way into our monthly at 126.5. Nice kind of like this triple top formation, nice slow reversal, pulled back, right? Clear break of a higher low there, change of trend. And then we had this huge bearish channel, pushed back higher, right? Broke out of that channel and then rallied back into our monthly zone, consolidated for way too long, gave us a couple of false breakouts, pulled back, gave us a higher low and then back into the monthly zone. So this thing has kind of been all over the place, but on the daily time frame, very bullish. Okay, so let's get that much before we drop down to the 4 hour and kind of make sense of what EJ has been doing. Okay, so overall bullish on the daily. Here we're on the 4 hour. Crazy consolidation, as we were saying. Let me just extend this for a second. Okay, back here, right? Crazy consolidation, false breakout. It gave us like a higher low, but did not follow through with the conviction. Just kind of flopped. So that was a false breakout. And then this one, obviously, no conviction whatsoever. It pushed up and then pulled right back. Blew through support at 126.5. And then right through the entire range, actually, right? All the way down towards 125. Then pulled back into the range. Another false breakout. So again, right, this thing has been all over the place, but we can see here, we do have what looks like the makings of a pretty good 4 hour trend, right? Nice little swing here, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low off the 200 EMA as well. So this is looking pretty decent, right? Tons of bullish volume. That's what we want to see. Huge, significant break, right? But we really just want to see that higher low. We still haven't gotten that damn higher low yet. I mean, there was a good opportunity here. I was definitely reluctant on that just because of all this back here, how price action's been forming, just a lot of bullshit, right? So, I mean, this was a nice little volume entry if you were able to catch that, but I want to be more conservative. I want to see this higher low form just above 126.5, right at 38.2. That would be ideal. That's what I need to see to get into this trade comfortably, right? Nice little long opportunity here, 100 pips to the negative 27, and then you would then place your stop loss at an appropriate level below this higher low, right? And outside these MAs and so on. More protection, the better. So definitely well over 2 to 1. I mean, we could be all the way down here, 50 pips, still be 2 to 1. Okay, looking like a pretty decent trade. But let's say we don't get the higher low again, right? Just doesn't happen, pulls back through into this range. I would then start looking for shorts immediately, like on a lower high confirmation, just below 126.5. Immediately, guys, I would start looking for those shorts, right? Especially if we break the 200, this supporting trend line, then that would be a really nice short opportunity to the bottom of this range, 126, and then lower down towards these prior lows. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at on EJ. Honestly, we're just gonna follow this one. I'm gonna be patient as hell on it, as just how much chop it's been, forming lately. So we'll see. So we'll see how this reacts. Maybe this will finally hold above 126.5, and we'll get a really nice 100 pip trade out of it. All right, so that's EJ. We're going to finish up with gold here, guys, which is probably, going to be the biggest potential trade, at least from my analysis. There's just so much movement on gold lately. But on the daily, all right, so this one I've been jumping to the weekly lately just because I want to give you guys the overall trend. Very much bullish, clearly, right? Bullish on the higher time frames, weekly, monthly, has been for a while, right? We've been appreciating. February 2019, we were just at $1,300, right? Now we hit, 2K in August. So this thing has been clearly, rallying for a while. Okay. So with that said, on the weekly, I do want to show you guys that the daily has been bearish for a little while since we hit that 2K mark. So 2070 area. We reversed from there. We got a nice little bit of consolidation, triangle pattern. It broke through that. And that was the daily transition right there, right? Higher low. We broke through it. It's clearly a transition. Okay, so we started moving lower. Lower highs, lower lows. We found our low just around 1800, right? Nice level of support, 200 EMAs right there. Okay, so from that level, we bounced back up. We tested 1930, rejected again. Huge bearish volume from 1930. So clearly the daily is bearish. Okay, let's go to the 4 hour, get to more recent price action. So here was that last rejection from 1930, right? Right here, huge bearish volume, push to lower. Let me just bring this out a little bit. And then we started consolidating below 1875. Okay, consolidating for a little while. There was a fib on this. We were looking for short entries, but not in here because it had not formed structure yet. This, however, was a 38.2 fib level. This was as well. There's a nice little short opportunity here that we had marked last week, and then it dropped about 700 pips back down to 1800. Okay, so this was a really great drop. Huge trade opportunity there. So we're looking to continue that, right? If this bearish trend is going to continue with this type of volume, we want to be in on it. And where could we look to enter on something like that, right? So we want to see a pullback through these MAs. Ideally, the best probable trade would be at 61.8, rejection off 1825, nice lower high at that level. Look to enter on a cross back through the MAs with, you know, bearish setups. And then this could be a massive trade, right? We're going to target down towards the -27, -61 potentially. But you know, either way this goes, this could be a very massive trade, especially with this type of volume, if it does, you know, follow it. Okay, so that's what we're looking at right now. For us to consider gold bullish, at least on the 4-hour, I want to see a higher low above 1825, right? You could take an aggressive long opportunity here, just target 1875. Again, you know, if you like taking the riskier trade, that's your bet right there. If you want to be more conservative, you know, ideally we want to see a break back above 1875 and then start taking longs all day above that. Okay, but for now, this is what we got. Looking bearish as hell. And then I saw, oh wait, somebody in chat said, do I always look at DXY, you know, alongside gold here? You know, sometimes. I mean, they are inversely correlated. Obviously, if the dollar starts going up, you'll see gold start to slide off a little bit, and vice versa. So, I mean, I'll consider it. You know, I won't say, oh, DXY is moving like it moved this much, you know, moved 0.01%. Gold must have moved 0.01%. Doesn't really work like that, but you know, it's more of like a sentiment thing. Like the dollar's been bullish, right? Oh, and then we look at gold. Oh yeah, it's been bearish as hell. So that type of correlation, more macro stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much it. That's what I got for you guys this week. I covered DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. Pass it off to Angelo. He's going to cover some other majors for you guys.
Yes, sir. Yeah, no, I've just been watching this. What is this, the weekend and the halftime thing? Halftime show?
Yeah.
This guy's going in right now. It's crazy.
Good, man. He's a good ass singer.
He is. He does some weird shit, but he's definitely killing it right now.
Yeah, it's all in the marketing, man. Deep analysis. Yeah, no problem, guys. Deep analysis, Florian. Oh, yeah.
I think someone said silver. We never trade, so we don't trade silver, so we're not gonna analyze silver.
Gold, silver's for second place, guys. We only look at gold.
We only look at gold. Bring on
first place only.
Bring on the Angelo show. Why don't you start? All right, yeah. So let's get into it. I'm gonna start with you can see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
For all you guys that are in the Discord and the Telegram, we are doing a giveaway today. So all you need to do is you need to go to our photo on FX Seed and like, comments, follow them. That's how you guys will qualify for it. Post in the Telegram when you guys are done. If you go back into the Telegram, you could see it's like the second to last message right now. I'll also throw in the chat just the link to the Instagram so you guys can directly do it from here as well. So here we go. So yeah, we'll pick a winner right after this. And again, this will be recorded. I didn't get my giveaway from last time. Yeah, if you win a giveaway, guys, it's not our responsibility to flag you down. You got to hit us up. You know what I mean? You got to hit us up. Send us your PayPal. If you don't hit us up, then I'm sorry, you're B. Like you got to hit it. You got to, you know, message us and just make it happen. We're willing to give you the cash. You know, just come at us. All right. So let's start with DXY. Damn, this thing really slid off from last week. All right, let's bump all the way up to the weekly. So every time that I start at least analyzing, I'll always start on the weekly time frame. How we analyze is we do top-down analysis. So we'll start from the monthly or the weekly. As you can see, guys, on the chart right now, we've got the monthly, weekly, monthly key levels right now. I've got some levels down on these lower time frames as well that I'll get into in a second here, but always starting on this higher time frame, just kind of doing a one look. You know, where are we overall? As we could see, we are very bearish. We're right below this moving average right here, and last week closed with this huge wick, rejecting the moving average right there. So, you know, what does that all mean? We got to continue to bump down time frames, continue to go down to a lower time frame, see what's going on. So, down to this daily time frame, I was saying last week if we held above 91 that we would be fairly bullish. You know, as you can see, First couple of days of last week held above 91, popped up. Now we're back and we're testing that level again. If we can hold this 91 level, then this thing could head higher. This thing could head all the way up into this 92 area. So I'm just going to move my daily level up to right around 91. You know, as you could see, this wick was tested, all this resistance right here, this wick right here as well. So we're seeing if price can hold this level. If we can hold here, DXY is going to push up. If we start to close below 91, look for the dollar to start to accelerate all the way back down to like 90, 9,500, and then even below there down to 9,200 as well. So that's the outlook with DXY. Guys, the reason we look at DXY Dixie is because all the major pairs, obviously, they're quoted against the dollar. So this it is a good confirmation to use when looking at all of these pairs. If DXY is going to push up, most likely, you know, GU is going to push down. UCAD is going to push up as well. You know, maybe not as aggressively. It's not all of these pairs, just to reiterate, they do not correlate 100%, guys. They don't, it's not 100% correlation. It's not like sell GU, buy UCAD, buy USEF, sell GNU, sell EU. Like y'all got to stop fucking, like, I know what it's like in the beginning. You're like, oh, trying to find like these weird cheat code ways to trade. Like there's no like cheat code. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, these pairs, the correlation are anywhere from like 70 to 80%. You can go on websites, you can see the correlations on there. I will say the one pair I've noticed that correlates pretty damn close, that at least I trade, is GU and GJ. They do move very similar, but don't rely on, you know, if you take a sell on GU, look at GJ's price action. You know, don't just take a trade just based on the correlation. It really doesn't make any sense. So we're price action traders, always trade and execute an entry based on the price action. So with this being said, let's take a look over at GU first. This one is back in a very interesting spot. Let's just start on the weekly time frame. I know it's a little cluttered. I pulled this resistance level on my chart. Basically, it's just from this little wick right here. I'm going to move this over. So this is a resistance level where obviously price tapped previously, pushed much higher, you know, pushed about right from this level. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Pushed up about 650 pips. So we're testing this level again. As you can see, you know, it's kind of cluttered because I got all my lower time frame stuff on here, but we are pushing into this level. Doji last week. Dojis are all reversal candles, guys. All this tells me is that we are moving up into this level of resistance and potentially seeing a sign of reversal. We're potentially seeing the market getting ready to dump down. Look how overextended this is right now. This thing is pushed so high. It's been testing this level for weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks we've been watching GU test this resistance level. Eventually it's going to fall down. So I am short bias on this. I'm trying to catch that reversal in here. With that being said, I mean, look at the daily. The daily time frame is in this ascending channel. So it's obviously, you know, been bullish as hell. It's maintaining these moving averages. Blue over red. Last week pushed very low, pushed to the lowest price has been in quite some time, down to this 135,600 level. And then it pushed back up. And now we're back at this high. So with that being said, you know, we need to make sense of all of this. We just went over on the weekly time frame. I'm looking for reversal on the daily time frame. I'm bullish. You know, what do I do now? You know, where do I go from here? So down to the weekly, this is kind of where I'm marking my structure. I always look on either the 4-hour or the daily, wherever I can see things more clearly. And on the weekly or on the 4-hour, this is what I'm seeing right now. We had this support level that was formed. We were in a very bullish trend for quite some time. And then we actually broke this level right here. This was a support level 1, 2, 3, you know, 4 times. I actually broke to the downside. So I would consider this to be a break of structure. Now we pushed up all the way back up. I've got my fibs from my previous high to my new low right here. I could actually clean this up a little bit for I saw some fib police in the chat. Someone's like, why didn't you put from the bottom or something? But yeah, no, this is my fibs right now. We're in a downtrend. We're up at this 88.6, 100% level. I've got my supply zone marked right here. So I'm either looking for price to reject this again. I currently do have short positions in right now at this high. My stops are at about this 120% level, being very conservative, more aggressively. My stops are right around here at about 45 pips or so, just above this previous high. So I am looking for shorts. If we do manage to break above this resistance level right here, the supply zone, then long opportunities will be in play. And we've been talking about this for weeks now. Like back when we were in this area, the same analysis, if you guys have been hopping on the live sessions, the same analysis was given. If we break this high, retest, or go long. If we have rejection of this high, we'll start shorting it right away. As we can see, we're pushing into this level again, starting to reject it with the wick. So we will look for sells in this situation. The Brits like to put the kettle on and never do anything with it. We're still simmering at the Yeah, no, it's all related to the Brexit, the trade deal. It's really holding this thing up here, but I believe it's already priced in. We've been hitting this level many times, and if anything, we already broke support. So I'm looking for this thing to come back down again. All this indicators are to be placed only on the weekly time frame. Yeah. I don't really know what you mean by that. The indicators that we use, the moving averages, those are on every single time frame. And then inside of the course, we talk more extensively about this, but we use the fibs, we use the trend lines, supply zones. Everything is really on the daily and the 4-hour. That's where we're placing most of these resistance levels, structure. Daily and the 4-hour is really where we're placing most of our confirmations, and then we go down to the 30-minute and the 1-hour to actually execute and to take entries. So that's GU right now. If I were to go to the 30-minute, we're at this high right now, guys. If you were to take a short right now, it would be very high risk. You see these two bearish engulfings right here. Obviously, we're rejecting this main level right now. If you do take a short, just make sure your stops are above at this level, about 50 pips above there. So that's where your stops would be. Or you could wait for a little bit more confirmation. So that's GU. Let's bump over to UCAD. And again, GU, that situation is very, correlated to DXY. If DXY finds support here and pushes higher, GU is going to fall like that. It's a good confirmation to use. It's going to be in correlation. So look out for that one. Look out for UCAD next. So UCAD up on this weekly time frame. We've been covering this over the last, several weeks. It's a very similar analysis. We're just stuck right now at this support level. If I look left right here, we could obviously see we've got some resistance here, resistance, support. We had this wick right here. We're sort of in this like order block area, this area where price could definitely push higher, or in either direction. A lot of orders can step in and push this in either direction right now. As I come down to the daily, or first, let's just look at one look on the weekly. How did last week close? Last week closed with this like hammer candle, large wick to the upside. So with that being said, not a lot of volume on this one, but this could indicate us to push further down. This could indicate us, the sellers, to step in, continue pushing this thing down. But I am really weighing into account that we've been at this level and held here for weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks we've been held in this level. So let's go down to the daily, see what structure is looking like. Daily time frame, very clearly bearish, push to this low, pulled back to this lower high, retest this low, pulled back. Let's just real quick, for you guys that are confused on why am I saying that structure is bearish, let's just make it very simple for you guys. Let's trace it out real quick, and then I'm going to show you how we use the fibs to mark down structure, and then hopefully after this little example, this will make a little bit more sense to you guys, help you clean things up a little bit. I'm going to take off all the moving averages. Now, all we have on the chart this is obviously the path of structure. So I'm going to bring on my fibs. I'm going to use from this high to this low right here. We pulled back to this 38.2 level. So we're looking for structure at this 38.2, 618. I don't even have the 23.6 on right now. I don't even have the 23.6 on right now. So, I don't leave that on. 38.2 and 618 is the main areas that we're looking for reversal. As you can see here, we hit 38.2. Now we don't move the fibs until we break 0%. Once we break 0%, we move the fibs down to this level. This is our previous high. This is our new low. We pulled back to 618 here. This then becomes my new lower high as this thing pushes down. Then we pulled back again, the 50%, push down. So this is my previous lower high until we break 0%. As you can see here, we break 0% right there. And look at this pullback. This is very minor. So this is why when I do my new fib, I will actually fib from this level all the way to this bottom. Now we see price pulls back to 38.2, pushes down, breaks 0%. So now I'm going to fib again for this new push down right here. You know, obviously on the daily time frame, this is a new low right here. And now we're in this pullback. We're up at this 78.6 level. So let's go ahead and take all of this off, or I'll leave that on. Bring all the candles back on, all the moving averages. Now I'll take this off. So this is really currently where we're at when it comes to market structure. We're in a downtrend. We're testing the 78.6 level. Look at these bearish engulfing candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3 candles in a row. So, you know, we could see this thing head lower. We certainly could. It could continue with daily structure. As you can see here, I've got my daily level marked right there. I'm actually going to adjust this a little bit. So basically, if we break above this resistance, we're really going to be bullish on this. If we start to respect this resistance here and head lower, you know, obviously, then this then becomes a continuation of this overall downtrend right here. I just want to bump to the 4-hour real quick. So the 4-hour time frame, yes, we did just break this support level right here. I just want to highlight one thing. We are forming some sort of flag pattern here. It's very early, you know, it's very early in the formation of this. I'm going to draw this again, hopefully a little bit better this time. So flag patterns, guys, are continuational patterns. So normally when price pushes up and they start to consolidate like this, it's saying that buyers are going to step back in and send this thing to the next level, send it higher. So with that being said, you know, we're at this low right now. We're in the lower channel of this, you know, of this flag pattern. And let's just bump down to the 30-minute. You know, when would I start to take buys? When would I start to take buys on this? I have this level marks right now. If we hold support right here and push up, I will look to take buys on the retest at this 127,700 level. So I will look to take buys on the retest. If we just start to reject the fuck out of this, guys, then we're going to look to go short. Let's see in the chat. I'm bullish short term on UCAD. Yeah, I'm bullish short term. Yeah, so I mean, you know, I'm certainly weighing bull opportunities based on how DXY is looking, but if DXY rejects that level and heads lower, you know, this thing is certainly going to head lower as well. So we'll see how it plays out, you know. And why am I saying that? Because if DXY weakens, if the dollar gets weaker, then most likely CAD will be stronger in this situation than the dollar, and this thing will head lower. So that's my idea with UCAD. There's no trade right now, guys. This is just kind of higher time frame. We're just going over potential scenarios. So let's go on to USEF. Last week on USEF, and this is a good example how these aren't correlated, you know, as closely as advertised. USEF, look how much it popped up last week. So on the weekly time frame, last week pushed up a bunch. How many pips is this? About 120 pips to the upside, even more than that. And now we're back at this monthly resistance level. So this was a level that held its support previously, you know, for a long period of time. Even if I believe if I look left even more at this level, we're going to see a lot of support in this area. Support 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have resistance here, you know, some support here. So this is a significant zone that we're coming back into. As I come down to the daily time frame, I'm really looking for one of two things right now. I have my trend line here. Obviously, this is in a downtrend on this daily time frame. We did have this big push up, so a lot of bulls are in the market right now. So I'm looking for one of two things. Either we're going to reject this resistance, this monthly level again, and then we're going to head lower, or we're going to finally smash above this 9,500 level, and then we're going to start to look for real long opportunities right now. So let's bump down even to the 4-hour time frame. You know, nothing really setting up right now, according to at least my rules, even down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame is bullish all the way. Obviously made this high, pulled back, retest this high, pulled back, pushed up to a new high, pulled back. So there's absolutely nothing to do right now with USEF. So that being said, I'm going to be waiting on this one for a day or two. Look at how these candles close. This isn't even a bearish engulfing. Like, This thing just matched this previous candle right there. So there's not much direction at the moment on USEF. If it does start to retrace higher right now, if it pushes higher and then we form a lower high, reject this zone, I will look to short, short term. If this thing gets super strong right now and say we engulf this previous candle right here, even down to the 4-hour time frame, we start to break above these moving averages, then I will start to look for long opportunities. So stay obviously update throughout the week in the signals and everything, in the analysis. I'll update everybody what we're going to be looking for on this one. But for today, we just have to wait this one out. This one's a little bit closer to a potential entry, in my opinion, on NU. Let's bump up to the weekly. So what sticks out to me right away when I'm kind of just doing a one look on this weekly time frame is this bearish engulfing. So obviously huge bearish engulfing right here, telling me there's more sellers than buyers. We've yet to cover that. We've yet to break above this. Look at all the wicks rejecting this. So this thing's trying to climb higher. It's failing. I'm going to come right down to actually the 4-hour time frame. If I look at the daily, another thing that looks like sticks out to me right away is bearish engulfing here, bearish engulfing here, bearish engulfing there, multiple times out of that level. So, what that tells me is when price touches this level, this area, this zone above 72200, it's rejecting the fuck out of it. And that's where I should line up some short opportunities. So I'm going to personally set up some sort of limit at this level, try to catch a short opportunity up here. There's a lot of room for this thing to push down. I do advise, if you guys were to set a limit on this one, to really just reduce your lot size. This thing could come up into this level and just push higher. You don't want to be in a situation where your account is max leveraged here. Give yourself some room. That limit order should be, or that early order should essentially just be the building of a potential future order that you make with real confirmation, with a lot more confirmation. So if it comes up in here, rejects it, starts to push over, then you can always just re-enter with another order. So let's just cover the 4-hour real quick. 4-hour was bullish, forming a high, higher low, high, retesting that higher low right there. And then we broke. So we broke structure right here, pushed back up, respected the high, pushed back down, retested the low. Now we're just ranging. We're ranging between this level. But I am anticipating this thing to head lower. So look for shorts into this resistance and then, hop in on a short on NU. Let's go next to EU. This one's also looking pretty nice. On the weekly time frame, the one thing that sticks out to me is we do have this long ass wick. So we have this long wick on the weekly. Last week closed bearish, but this wick is kind of alarming. It did come down to test this like 19500, 19600 level, which is obviously key resistance. I start to work down time frames. Daily time frame, this was bullish, very bullish, and then we started to break. And now we're in a retracement. If I were to fib the daily time frame right now, I would fib from this low to this high, and you could see we're hitting this 50% level. I think price is going to continue to head lower into this 61.8. There looks to be more confluence here. We've got this level was tested as resistance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times right there. And even right there, we could see. So I do believe we're going to get a bit lower before finding support. If I work down to the 4-hour, this is where I'm really lining up my entire idea right now. We broke this trend line and we started to make lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high. And now, where are we at? We just formed a new low. I'm going to fib this. We've got a support level turned resistance right here at 120,600. So I'm looking to see how price reacts right now to this level. If it starts to reject the fuck out of this level, I'm going to short. But I think more ideally, I'm going to look to short up in this area at the 100 level. This level is also going to be some resistance. As you can see here, support, support, support. That's all resistance now because we broke below this level. As we come into this level, someone just said, can you explain confluence a bit more? So all confluence means, guys, is there are multiple confirmations for you to take a short opportunity. So I'm talking about this area right here. What are my confirmations here? I've got the 200 day. I've got the 78.6. I've got support, then turned into resistance, and then price action. So when price gets to this level, is there a bearish engulfing? Is there a large wick? Is there some sort of bearish variation? That would be 4 confirmations, which is more than enough to comfortably take a trade and to stay in it. That's the plan. The plan that we have, the trading plan, calls for us always to look for at least 2 to 3 confirmations before we bump down to a lower time frame and look for a trade. So there would obviously be multiple confirmations here, and then that's why I would go to a lower time frame, 30-minute, 4-hour, and then actually try to execute. The reason why we're trying to execute on the lower time frame, guys, is just so we have smaller stop losses. If I was trying to get in on a short right here and I answer early on the 30-minute and I get stopped, that doesn't mean this is invalid. I could still bump up time frames, come over here, what is going on? Maybe we get another bearish engulfing and we short again. And if you then hit a 2% on that trade or whatever RR you hit, you're going to cover your loss. And obviously, you're going to not only cover your loss, you're going to make money. Do you stick to intraday swing positions? Yeah, I mean, I've been trading intraday a bit more recently because the market conditions have not favored swing trading. Oh my God, really at all. But we do mainly swing trade, both me and Nick. We're showing you structure on the 4-hour and the daily. So that's pretty much, swing trading. So yeah, I mean, that's everything that I'm going to go over, all the chart, all the pairs, EU, NU, USEF, UCAD, GU. There's nothing at the moment really near an entry, guys. So we don't normally trade Sunday nights too much anyway. Maybe late Sunday night if I'm up, I'll take an order. But I mean, right now is just a time. Let the markets breathe. Let them do their thing. The market just opened. Don't be pressing buy or sell right now. Just take it easy. There's a long week ahead of us. Like I say in the chats, there's a war ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? Like the battle tonight is get your sleep in. Wanted to mention how much these sessions are helping. You guys are awesome. I'm so grateful I found your page. Even a paid membership couldn't have explained it better. Yeah, I mean, guys, we're doing the free sessions, and we're giving you guys a lot because at the end of the day, the page and the whole entire our whole entire vision behind what we were doing is to help people. You know what I mean? It's not to scam people or to pull people into some community. Guys, we work hard, so we obviously charge money. If we didn't charge money and just work this hard, we would be what's called fools. That's what we would be. So let's see. For nothing free, paid 220 USD. You fund traders. Yeah, we do have a funding program. It's called FX Seed. In the future, our goal is to have everyone that joins Forex League to get an opportunity to have a funded account. Long term, you guys will be able to trade, have a funded account, because we say this a lot. Everyone's trying to flip $200 into $1,000 and fucking $500 into $1 million. Guys, it's not reality. It's not reality. That's not trading. There's no books about the I think there's one guy in Asia that literally turned I don't know, 100 grand to 3 million or something. But you said this on the last call, Nick. Don't base your business around one guy. Don't I know I'm also of the optimism, create your own destiny, do something that no one else has done. But guys, this is a profession. This is trading. Yeah, Nick, you're on mute. Oh, my bad. I'll unmute you. This is a profession, guys. Don't think that don't it's a business model. Use the right risk reward. Don't just try to be beating a market that's in a way unbeatable.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I did say that last session. Everyone's trying to make $1 million because they saw one guy do it out of 7 billion. There's one guy, it was a guy in Japan. He turned 12 grand or something crazy into a few hundred million. But guys, that's just not normal. Yeah, that person does exist. Sure. There will be another one. Sure. But you don't even have to be that good to become a millionaire. You just focus on the skill. If you can turn 10% a month, you qualify for funding and you can get up to $1 million trading account. That changes your life. You know what I mean? That's the whole goal behind it, not just let me take $100 and, pull a George Soros or some shit.
Yeah, if you guys can trade, like Nick said, if you can trade if you could trade $100 account with good risk management, all you need to do is replicate that plan on a larger account, guys. That's all you need to do. So don't worry about I only have $100, only have $200, only have $5. If you only have $200, consider yourself blessed. You can open a live account. You can trade that live account with low lot sizes, risk 1%, risk 2%, gather results over the course of a month, and then prepare to get funded by another company. There's many companies, not just FX Seed. I know we said earlier, fuck FTMO, whatever. It's not. The truth is, guys, as traders, try to get funded by every single source. Get funded by FTMO, get funded by Funding Talent, get funded by FX Seed. There's no reason not to get funded by as many companies as possible. Like there really isn't.
In reality, yeah. If you're good enough, yeah, exactly. If you can pass these challenges, guys, that's it. You pretty much have access to as much capital, trading capital, as you'll ever want. So focus on the skill. Beat up the market, get some results,
beat up the market,
and then that's really it. And again, if you're in our community, especially a member, we are here for your support the entire way. Any questions you have, any directions that you may be processing, run it by us. That's really what we're here for. We're two mentors that the community has access to. That's really the whole point behind it, So
yeah, no, for sure. We have a ton of people hit us up and they're like, oh, you guys do one-on-ones. Like we do one-on-ones, guys. Like in the community, we do one-on-ones. They're on Wednesdays. You can schedule them for every single Wednesday inside of the Discord, the members chat. You guys will be, there's a link dropped every week and you can schedule calls. I mean, me and Nick are available. This is what we do. This is our main focus. We're full-time running Forex League trading. So we're available if you guys want to hop on calls. There's some people that buy the course, never schedule one-on-one ever. You know what I mean? And then there's some people who, there's some people who schedule one-on-ones every single week.
Yep. And then, you have to think they're, having the most progress, what you put into it is what you get out, guys. We're here if you're, willing to utilize us. Just think of us as a tool, like to help, strengthen, your confidence, your journey, anything with trading. That's the whole point.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Why did we start the course? For one of a few reasons. First of all, I say this on almost every session: you can't achieve mastery of anything, guys, unless you can teach it. Once you're teaching something, you're communicating. What you understand. Your comprehension level just skyrockets. Like it just becomes so much more than if you're just talking to yourself. You know what I mean? So as to mentors to many different people, me and Nick have learned from other traders that are students that have come through our course as well. There's one student who literally does better than me and Nick now. So it's like, there's always if you stay open-minded, you can always learn. There's always room for improvement. Even with me and Nick, there's people who are way better than us at trading. We're not here to tell you we're the best traders ever, and it's not reality. You know what I mean?
We're telling you don't have to be the best to really make a good living, to get those opportunities. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be a good ass trader, and that's
like Darren said. I mean, we're certainly dedicated, and we are accessible, and like we enjoy trading. Like we this isn't like a side. Like I know there's a few communities where it's like the guys like, oh, this is my side business, one of many businesses. This is we're aiming to have multiple businesses as well, but we are passionate about trading. That's why me and Nick came together. We were just two dudes, who were having fun looking at charts, and then it turned into something a little bit bigger. So
yeah, exactly. And again, guys, we started exactly where you are. Every single one of you, whatever part of trading you're at, Angela and I were there, right? We were looking for those outlets, those sources, the next step, the perfect strategy, all that shit. So we get it. We get it.
Yeah, and even now, I mean, we certainly we certainly have seen almost every strategy in the book at this point. We've seen, levels of what people believe, who people believe. We see the Lambos, we see all these different marketing tactics, and at the end of the day, marketing is going to run the world out here, guys. But we run this community on. We just try to provide you guys with the most value, that we possibly can. Teach you guys what we know. We don't know everything. We don't know everything, but we certainly, like Nick said, we've been in a position lower than where we've been, and obviously anyone who is in that position can look to us for advice. There are people who are above us who we will look to for advice. That's the cycle of life. If you believe that you're, I guess, like, one person who does he look for is like Elon. Like, it's like, who does he look for advice? I mean,
I don't know.
I'm sure he's still looking for, like, new information and everything like that. But it's like, unless you're Elon, guys, like, just like keep striving for a new mentor, new circle, new network. Like, if you're Elon at that point, it's like, okay, you're just going to the Mars.
Yeah, you need a higher life for him at that point to get mentored. Like, I don't even know, dude. He's hoping to find aliens on Mars to teach him something. I don't freaking know. But
Yeah.
Elon, yeah, Dogecoin. That's right. Right.
So Elon looks.
But yeah, guys. So I mean, hopefully you guys had a good weekend, well rested, ready for the market this week. Hopefully you guys got some laughs out of this session and maybe learned a thing or two. But let's start off this week strong, guys. Let's kick it off hard on Monday. And let's make some fucking money. Right?
And then someone said, in other news, both of y'all are so handsome. Listen, in order to be there's people on the team for Forex League. In order to be the face of Forex League, you need to have a certain look. You know what I mean? You can't. Not anyone can just be out here on the call. So that's part of the brand. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. It's part of marketing, as Angelo mentioned earlier. Marketing will run everything.
Two Italians. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. It's the Italians. That's what it is.
Copy trading.
All right, guys.
One last thing. I'm just gonna pull up real quick. We've got a little sale going on right now for the signals. Let me see if I've got it all. I've got it all for you guys. So just real quick. I mean, all this information is inside of the group, so I don't touch too much about this on the call. But this is everything, all the packages right now, guys. The signals is 50% off. Normally it's $75 a month. Right now it's $37.50. The trade copier is also on sale right now, and then the full course is currently full price, $4.99. So if you guys want to get in on the signals, I'll post in the Telegram and the Discord after this the link to get in. I'm gonna run this sale probably till midnight tonight, the end of the night tonight, and then I'll close it. So make sure you guys get in on that, as soon as this call is over. And then if you have any questions on anything, again, all the information's in the chat. Just feel free to, send me and Nick a message, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Hell yeah, guys. All right.
Got it.
Thank you, guys. It's been another Sunday Market Blitz.
Pretty good. Yeah, we'll be back Wednesday at 9 a.m. now will be the next session. So we'll talk to you guys then.
Peace, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Peace out,
See you guys
everybody.
tomorrow.